Hello there. Welcome to my very empty house. I am your local Luka, not for very long. Hi, welcome to my very empty house. I'm in the process of moving. Today is the last day of furniture, and then 3 days from now is the last day of emptying out things from my house. So it's very exciting, but it's also terrifying, and I have a lot of work to do. So I'm going to keep this brief. Luka, brief. Can you use those two words in the same sentence? Usually not. Okay. Here is what's happening at Good Food and You over the course of September. I do these missives the first of the month, every month, to give you a lowdown of what is happening around these parts. And I usually start with Good Food and You, and then I actually go to Histamine Haven because I have a hand in both, obviously. And I think the people who are tuning into the solo stuff also are a lot of folks that I work with one-on-one, or clients, or people who take my classes have histamine issues as well. So we're going to hit two birds with one stone. We'll be gentle with it, don't worry. So I have lots to cover, not that much, but I have quite a few things still on offer, even though I am going to be a bit of a lower profile for a couple of weeks while I make the move across the pond. My husband got a job in The Hague in the Netherlands at a really lovely school there. And so we are on an adventure for 1 to 3 years. It depends if we like it, if we're happy, if they're happy, and if it works out, we'll stay longer. And if we need to come home, we will. So we are keeping our house in Calgary, and yep, kiddos off to university. It's time for us to go have an adventure before it's too late. So that's the impetus there. Very excited. And my work is going to continue. So the only thing that's going to change for the user, if you will, or the client or the person on the other end, I'm just going to have a different background behind me. So you're not going to notice any difference, really. It's going to be very much the same. And that's a big part of why I built my work the way I did. We always had this intention to go travel and to go, he's a teacher, so it is a job that is transferable to many spots. So we're very lucky that way. So without further ado, let us start first with what is happening in Good Food and You land for my solo work, and then we'll end with Histamine Haven. I got 3 things for you. First 2, Good Food and You. The last one is going to be Histamine Haven. Number 1, the Good Food Network continues. We're going into year 3, I can't believe it already, of the Good Food Network. And the network is a place where you're in the center and there's all of these hubs on a wheel. Okay, you're in the center and there's all these hubs all around, so many different things that you can do. And it's all connected. So you get to choose what of those things you want to put on your plate. I equate it to a smorgasbord or a buffet. When you go to the buffet, do you eat everything off the buffet? No. You build your own plate. When there's like 8 of you, you each have a different plate. Nobody clears everything that's there, correct? So the Good Food Network exists as a place. It was originally intended to be a spot for clients to go to and to be a part of, to have a subscription where there would be these reminders of some of the things that we would have talked about in our one-on-one consults. Try to keep people on track with the things that they want to do, reminders of, hey, we're switching into the season. This is really good stuff to concentrate on, and what have you. And it's evolved a little bit. It also now serves those people who are not ready to do one-on-one work and may at some point want to, but they're just not ready to commit to that kind of work yet. But they want something where they're starting to put some pieces in place and get a broader understanding of how nutrition can help them through health issues. So every 2 months, we switch topics. The Good Food Network switches again in September, and we're going to do 2 months of looking at the thyroid. My favorite saying, being a human is a thyroid-sponsored act. I'll drink that. Morning coffee. Yeah, okay. So we're diving into the thyroid. So of course, this is the place to come for anybody who has a diagnosis tied to the thyroid. Hashimoto's, Graves', hypothyroiditis, hyperthyroiditis, underactive thyroid, overactive thyroid. Though high elevated TSH numbers, all those kinds of things. So those are the diagnosable things. But I'll tell you, the range of what is normal for a thyroid is very different from one person to the next, or from one province to the next. Here in Alberta, the range is a lot wider than it would be in BC. And in BC, when you fall outside of their smaller range, it is deemed low thyroid, whereas in Alberta, it would still be within the normal range. So there's a lot of variation across the board. And here at Good Food and You, what I really like to do is bolster you with ideas to get you in the narrow, like to get you in the more narrow range. We don't want you living on either end of underactive or overactive. We want that engine to be running well and in the center. And I will tell you, I really truly believe that looking after your thyroid is the secret to longevity. That's a grandiose saying, but when you start to realize the kind of impact the thyroid has, it impacts your energy, your mood, your cognitive health, your period, actually, your fertility. It has a massive part to play in fertility. Thyroid is also queen of digestion and pooping, and is a massive player along with your parathyroid in building bones and maintaining bone density. It is also keenly linked to your heart. What? The thyroid has a role to play in my heart? Honey, you are a closed loop system. It's not like all of your systems are operating on their own and not talking to other systems. You are a full unit. And when something's off with the thyroid, it's going to pull every other hormonal organ out of alignment. You can think of them as all living on the same fan belt. If the thyroid's out, it's going to pull all of the other organs that are part of your endocrine system along with it. So if your thyroid's up here and it's supposed to be in the middle, but it's pulling off to the center, it's going to pull every other hormonal function with it. What's the key one impacted here long term? Adrenals. Yeah. Adrenal fatigue is actually the thyroid having a hard time. And the adrenals have just had to call the shots now because there's been a lot of stress. Yeah. So who needs to look after their thyroid? Are you alive? Oh, you should probably look after your thyroid. Luka, that's too broad. Oh, okay. Let me be a little bit more precise. Are you cold? Do you have cold extremities? Do you have brittle hair, brittle nails? Do you feel you no longer need to shave your legs, which is just a lovely blessing, but also it's because there's no hair growing there because it stopped growing? Do you have cracked heels? What else is thyroid? Thyroid is like tuckered out super duper low energy dips at like after lunch. Also mood, you struggle with mood things, anxiety and depression, both ends, the high end, the low end. Yeah. Hi, how's your thyroid? Oh, and fertility issues. Oh, how's your thyroid? Oh, fart, Luka. Yeah, I know. Osteoporosis, often thyroid driven. Yeah. Or thyroid's a component. I wouldn't say thyroid is driving it, but the underactive thyroid is one of the contributing factors. I had a client who did not know she had thyroid issues, but she was on Synthroid or levothyroxine, and nobody had told her that it was for the thyroid. So, there's all of us, we don't come with a manual. And the Good Food Network is really there to help offer a manual on how to look after yourself. When I first started seeing clients, I would give a little green binder. I don't know if anybody out there still has them. Duotangs, actually. And on the front, I would write the care and upkeep of, and I would put the person's name. But like the care and upkeep of is the work I do at Good Food and You. And it is what is on offer in the network. So are you ready? I know September is like everyone's going to come at you with, come take my classes. It's time to get back to school. Well, I'm here and I'm not changing anything and it's always there. So come and join us if you'd like. I like to say if you have an hour a week, you're going to get very good use out of the network. You will never look through everything. You'll only pick the pieces that apply to you and that are applicable and feel and resonate with you and to help you figure out what that looks like. I have tools to help you prioritize things all along the way. It is self-driven. There's no hand-holding whatsoever, which is why it is a low price point at $35. So come and join. We've got lots on offer. There is a massive 3-hour class on the thyroid. We've got a 2-hour class on harnessing the power of the C for your thyroid. We have a weekly 30-minute class as well. There are recipes and videos and good food weekly challenges that are on offer with ideas on how to parlay that food into your life and different things. So lots and lots and lots on offer in the Good Food Network. If you want to join us, link number 1 below is going to take you to a page where you can register. You can also read more about it. And there's a section, I want you to scroll down. It's a long page. At the bottom of the page, there's 2 big headings. How do I know if the network is for me? How do I know if the network is not for me? Go through those questions. That's how you could decide on your own. Because right now I'm not seeing clients and I can't hold your hand to walk you to the door of this. You're going to have to do it yourself. And that's going to give you the answers you need. So, and you can do it. Like, it's all good. So when you're ready, come and join us in the Good Food Network. We are doing the thyroid for September and October. There'll be a spillover, of course, on my social media accounts. I'll be doing a little bit extra stuff there as well. So if you're not ready to join the network, make sure you're just following me on Instagram and Facebook, because that's where some of that will be. That is item number one. Item number two, there is one live class this month and only one. It is going to be harnessing the power of the sea for your thyroid. Now, if you're in the network, you get it for free. If you want to just take that class, it's $25 on its own. You get way more in the network, obviously. So harnessing the power of the sea for your thyroid is a 2-hour class. And I've run it in the past, but it was not concise enough. And so I'm actually redoing it. And there will be a slideshow this time, which is going to make it a lot more user-friendly and really lay things out in a much more flowing manner, if you will. So harnessing the power of the sea for your thyroid is going to take place on Wednesday, September 18th. The class is about 2 hours with a Q&A in that 2-hour time frame. And it's happening at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, 18th of September, 9 a.m. Alberta time, which will be 5 p.m. The Hague time. Woohoo! So if nothing else, come and join for that class and you'll see my new backdrop. Okay. So that is happening the 18th of September. Again, it is included if you're in the network. You don't have to register for both. But if you want to take just this 1 2-hour class and understand why this affinity of the seafoods is going to be so important, we're going to talk about copper, the forgotten nutrient, and vitamin A, and why it's copper and vitamin A together that are really crucial. All right, you just got the gist of the class, didn't you? There's way more than that. There's iodine and a bunch of other things. So come and join us Wednesday, September 18th. That will be link number 2 below this video. Link number 3, we're going to talk about, I am so excited. So because I'm actually posting this video before it goes out to my newsletter on September 1st. I'm going to put only one link out there. The link is going to be to join the newsletter at Histamine Haven. The reason is we're just finalizing all the details, and the link is going to go live on September 2nd and only on September 2nd. And so I can't put it in this video. The only way you're going to get the link to it is if you put a reminder in your brain to go look at histaminehaven.com and look under community once September 2nd rolls around. Or sign up for our newsletter and you'll get notice of it and you will get links to register for it. We make it way easier. So at Histamine Haven, my colleague Tracy and I, in case you don't know this, we wrote a book. We wrote a book, and it took us a long time to write the book. It took us about 4 years, 4 years. Well, 3 years of concentrating on writing the book and getting it to print. 3.5 years, actually. But like 10 years of research ourselves beforehand. And then 3.5 years between the time of, hey, do you want to write a book together? Let's do a book together. And then we went and hashed out what it is that we do with our clients, merged our ideas, dove deep, did tons of research, did a bunch of recipes, and put together the book. The book came out in 2023. It's doing well. We're just waiting to get a 3rd printing done. We're having a hard time. I think everybody at the printing house takes August off because nobody's getting back to us. We're trying to put an order in because we're out of books online. We only have hardcover copies in our possession. That's all that's left. So we're just waiting to get a 3rd print run. So that's exciting. But when we published the book, we thought, oh, okay, we're done. Good. The book is out. That, like, everybody has what they need, right? And we heard from people and from clients actually who were all saying, this is really dense. I can't do this. And it is really dense. Truth be told, yeah, for sure. It is super science-based, and that was important for us. And there is practical advice in there, but it takes a very long time to get through very concise information. And there is some nuance that was lost because of how we wanted to condense it, because of how many pages we could afford to pay for, because it's all fully funded by ourselves. So we decided, it was my idea, and Tracy said yes, and I hope she never regrets it. I said, we should build like an online community We should build a repository where it's one program, one membership price to get in and have all of the things laid out. So then we sat down and hashed it out even more and said, okay, what are we going to do where? What kind of supplements? What kind of lifestyle ideas? What are the dietary pieces? And we wrote everything down in absolute detail and ended each and every module of this program with your list of to do. Like, what's the practical work now? Because a lot of what we were hearing, people were saying, well, so what is that? Like, how does that, when you tell me to do this, how do I do that in my day-to-day life? So we took that opportunity to build like that hand-holding component so that if you're figuring out you have histamine or mast cell issues, now you're able to have a pal walk you through so it's not dark. It's like turning on the light in a room you didn't realize you were in that was pitch black all the time. And now you can see where everything is, and you see where the windows are, and you see where the doors are, and you're able to maneuver through that room. That's what the Histamine Haven online community is going to be. There's a lot of content in there. In fact, the majority of the content in the paid tier will take you about 2 years to get through. That is a normal timeline to get through all of the content in there, put it into practice, and start to see results. Going low histamine alone doesn't fix a histamine issue. You cannot just take the foods that offend out. You have to include the foods that do the repair. That's what Histamine Haven online community is all about. We've been working on it for 3 years. It is a monstrous undertaking. It is so big that I couldn't build it. And usually I build easy little things, but this was a big undertaking. We hired somebody from Victoria to do it. They built the scaffolding, and then I went in and built all the content inside of those modules. Tracy and I decided what would be the content in each of the classes. Tracy built the slideshows, did a brilliant job. We recorded, I edited, dropped it all. Labor of love, pals, labor of love. We have 2 membership levels. One is free, the other one is paid. The free stuff has a couple of things on offer. First Steps, which used to be a paid program, is now available in the free tier, as is our intro course called the Histamine Connection. So all in all, you've got about 3 hours of content with some of those foundational pieces you need to put in place when histamine's around when it comes to food. So that is in the free tier. So if you wanted to take that for a spin, it's going to be available on September 2nd. We're really proud of what it is we've built. We can't wait to share it with you. Now, the paid tier is the one that is going to be a monstrous undertaking, which is okay, and will hold your hand the whole way. So that also will be available on September 2nd. And in addition, we've got other little bits in there. We've got a section on solving daily dilemmas where there's 6-10-minute videos on answering specific little questions. We've got a section in there on master classes as well that are over and above what the online community is, kind of thing, for those people who get a year and a half in and now need to start digging into their triggers and address mold, for example, or address EMFs or address methylation, because now they're into that stage of doing that discovery work for themselves. All of these words mean nothing until you're deep into the online community. Don't worry about it. We make it available. I mean, it's available from the get-go, but we only tell you about it much later. So where people are going to start in the online community is in that free membership level. So if you're interested in checking that out and you have histamine issues, pal, you got to get on our newsletter. That's where we're going to announce it. We're going to give discounts to certain people who've gone through different things and coupon codes, and it's going to be good. It's going to be great. And just you wait. Yeah, we're really, I might cry. I can't believe we're launching it when I'm in transit. I think that was a bit of a not thinking ahead there, Luka. I hope it all works. We've done the testing and it looks like it's going to work. So, So sign up. That's link number 3 below here. It's going to be to sign up for our newsletter. That's going to give you the details you're looking for. That's it. That's all. I got to go back to packing my house and getting things into the basement so that I can take off and go visit family and then head on over to the Netherlands. Right now, I am not seeing clients one-on-one because I can't. I cannot be of service until I'm settled in my new digs. It's time now to pack, and it's time to close up my life in Canada for a few years and make my way on over. And so I will see you soon. And I'll have a nap before then. I swear to God, I'm so tired. All right. If you wanted to see me one-on-one right now, everywhere my links are just leading you to a wait list. I will be opening up my practice towards the end of September. I'm taking a good month to really settle in and set things up with clients and all of the other stuff. So no new people until October. But I look forward to connecting with you along the way. Hit me with any questions you got below for all 6 people who watch these videos. Take care, everybody. Salut. À bientôt.